Jesse was, I love Jesse. He was a good guy.
He's very competitive. I was very competitive, and we both played golf. And he was like number 2 man on the high school team, and so we had some great rounds of golf. That and some fishing trips were some of our most fun times I remember.
He loved life. He was a happy guy. He constantly smiling. That's one thing I remember is his smile and his laugh.
He worked in the office with me. We got to be really close. He had me laughing, honestly laughing all the time.
If you see pictures of him, he got his looks from his mother, definitely not from his dad. And he was people would just say how polite he was.
And that's one thing I remember about Jesse more than anything. It's just, he was genuine ways. Every encounter I had, he was genuine. What you see is what you got with Jesse.
I was kind of the guy that took care of things. Whenever there was problems, people came to me, all my family, my relatives, and I felt like people that were doing drugs were weak, and that if they really wanted to get off of it, they could. I didn't have a lot of, I'll be honest with you, I didn't have a lot of sympathy for them.
Had 4 heart attacks and 5 stents at 39 years old. My drug was cocaine and crack. My mother, she passed away tragically. She got ran over. I wanted to leave the world also. And I didn't want to harm myself, hurt myself. So I figured cocaine would just make my heart stop.
I started to drink too much, and I flew around the world, went to 104 countries, and always had a bar in first class. And so they would pour for me, and I would try to numb my pain.
I felt like I was in a sea of just people who really didn't know what to do, and we were just kind of all floating around in the world, just trying to figure it out, honestly.
And it's so dangerous out there today with the fentanyl, the way it is. That's all over the place.
One of the major things that the stigma, the shame, the self-hate, what it does is it causes people to run, and it causes them to isolate.
Let's be honest, I was working 80-hour weeks. To be honest with you, I thought it was just a phase, but yeah, very quickly I learned that was not the deal. Those last 3 or 4 or 5 years, he really was trying to. It was a struggle. He would come to me and cry and say, I really want to do this, Dad. Just so friggin' hard.
And so the despair is like constantly grasping sand and never getting a gain or handhold to move forward.
Because I knew in his heart he was a good person. I couldn't fix this. You know what I'm saying? I tried. I spent hundreds of thousands of dollars, and he stayed there for about 6 months. Stayed clean over a year, which is the longest from the time he was 16 to he was 36 that he'd ever stayed clean.
The reality is not everybody's gonna make it through this life that is in addiction.
The Monday after Thanksgiving, I got a call that said, Dunn PD. I said, oh my God, I knew exactly what was going on. I just lost it. I mean, not crying, but just in shock. I don't think I could feel my body. I think it felt like I was out of my body. I just, like I just run into a brick wall. He got hold of some bad heroin with some fentanyl, and he didn't make it. You start blaming yourself, and you know. So yeah, I was sitting there at night, mind racing. What could I do? You know, because I'm a fixer. What could I have done to fix this?
It was shocking news to hear about Jesse. It always is when you hear about somebody that you work so close with and they go back out and you think they got him, but he's not the only one that I've seen this. But with Jesse, it was just shocking.
When I'm on the golf course, I think about him. Or if I hit a birdie putt, I say, this is for you, bud. And thankful that he's not having to suffer, you know, and struggle so much more and have so much pain, that he's in a peaceful place. That's why I started LADA. I mean, Lawyers Against Drug Addiction. These nonprofits, they need help. They seem to be doing the best of anybody, and they're doing it for the right reason.
The first time I stepped foot on the soil of Bethel Colony was in April 1997. My mom was served at a restaurant, and she overheard the lawyers talking about 7 people who had come here and 6 are doing well, and I needed help.
Well, I think the thing that helped Jesse the most was probably Bethel Colony, if you want to know the truth. It was a lot better those last couple of years than it was the 18 before that.
There's a lot of women that I've seen come through, and they're broken, they're tired, they don't know what to do anymore.
Our stigma and our shame and our indictments, people will never learn unless they know they're loved. You've got to put people in a swimming pool of love.
It's a blessing for these ladies and the men when, they come in, and I see so many times they have nothing. It's such a blessing to be able to say, don't worry, we can help you with that.
They just took me in. I didn't have no money, but they took me in anyway.
This is a strong force because you're not only physically dependent on it, you're mentally dependent on it.
A lot of people that deal with any kind of addictions, they lack some kind of discipline.
I craved that structure. I craved that discipline of, please tell me what to do.
Without discipline, we're left to our own devices. Without structure, we'll do what we want, when we want, we'll make gods of ourselves.
Because of course it takes your brain chemistry time to heal, and I needed that. I needed someone to say, okay, here's your plan for the day, and this is what we're gonna do.
I've seen firsthand impossible stories that have been recovered. And it's a journey for all of us.
These people who are working at Bethel Colony have actually lived it out and have overcome, and they, through their personal experience, can share their overcoming path to help somebody else.
You can see it when somebody hunched over, not willing to look anybody in the eye, because they're filled with the shame of all they've done and all that's been done against them. And all of a sudden their back is a little straighter.
I had a very hard life through drug addiction. People loved me, and I didn't know what love was until I come here. My wife, she knew I was doing better. She come and seen me on my visit, and she seen I changed. And she said, I prayed for another man to come in my life, and you came back in my life.
When I watch a wife that was about to, or a partner about to divorce a man that comes here, and they've got children, and then after 65 days see that family together, I cannot tell you that at times I've publicly and privately wept.
They've heard it on their voice through the phone calls. They've seen it in their actions on the visits that they've had here. They see a genuine change.
It's one of the reasons why we encourage people to invest in places like Bethel. We get food donated, equipment donated, financial resources donated. We're good stewards. And it's a wonderful opportunity for people that care about this problem to make a difference. We can help deal with one of the most serious problems that we've got in the country today.
Your donation does make a difference, and not only just to the person that's addicted, but to their whole family, their loved ones, because they touch so many people's lives. We got an epidemic, people. We need help. Dig deep. Give to this cause. If it helps one person, then it's worth it. If you save one person's life, it's worth it. If it costs $1 million, if one person can get clean and stay clean, then it's worth it.